Welcome. I am now Nalini. I'm an early childhood educator, a right brain coach, and a certified parenting coach. So we have Tara here, who is a student from my right brain education coaching. She's been there with me in this right brain education journey even before the right brain education has become a coaching. It was a course, just a course. Even from that moment, she's with us. So I'm so happy to welcome Tara to share her right education journey with us all. I'm sure this is going to be very much motivating for our parents and also to gain more knowledge about what is actually right brain education, how things have changed since she discovered right brain education. So yes, Tara. So tell us, like, when did you first hear about right brain education? When did you first know about something like right brain education is there?
Okay, so my baby was born and then the pandemic started, the great pandemic. So till she was around 12, 13 months, I was completely occupied with this COVID situation, no mates, no course. So I had no idea about early learning or right brain education or any kind of brain stimulation. It was very traditional approach, eat, play, sleep, repeat. That's it. When things settled down, I had a maid and I had some, my parents support also. So they came here. I got time to actually scroll through social media, so I knew only Facebook at that time. And when I was scrolling through that, I was part of a breastfeeding group actually. So there somebody posted something about early learning or some kind of games. So you can join such group and also I joined early learning. Early learning group. I didn't join. I think I was just scrolling through that groups in Facebook, wherein again the topic came something as right brain education. I was like, what is right brain education? So, thanks to this AI these days, if you start shopping for something, everywhere it shows all those things. So, same way in Facebook also, there started ads popping up. Do you want your child to crawl in 3 months? Do you want your child to be a genius? But that all looked like that doesn't convince a mom, right? It's only for business strategy, it's fine. So I just kept scrolling, and when my child was around, I think, 15 to 16 months. I was just looking something. I saw like flashcards, so that was a new topic for me. So when I was just scrolling, that name popped out called as Nalini Zinu. I still remember that comment. And usually I was like absent-minded scrolling only as a tired mom. But I don't know why. What made me to click on that link? I clicked on that link and it just went to YouTube. So I think your link was posted there probably. So I went to YouTube and I saw so many videos from this name Nalini Zinu. And something that attracted me over there, considering whatever advertisement I had seen there, this was not something advertisement. This was something someone is trying to spread awareness about a topic called as right brain education without any kind of like business gimmick or something. So what actually caught my attention was it was more of relatable thing. When you see a mom or a child who is in homely atmosphere and they are doing something, it catches your attention, right? It's not something very glamorous kind of a thing. So that was thing I liked, and I tried to school, but still I didn't fall for that right brain education. I was just trying to discover what is this. So I like that the way the child is enjoying, the mother is enjoying, and there was something in the description, I think in your bio, installing. So just before that, I had an installing, which was again a dead account because I had purchased the Soul Slings baby carrier, and they had told for a video session you should have an Instagram account. That's where I created, and it was a dead account. I never scrolled, I never added anybody there. So because your videos good to me. I wanted to see explore more. So I just joined that Instagram link and I went again and I my account got activated, I can say. I started seeing again more than right brain education. I loved the way you are posting videos, the content which is raw and real. So there was something called as playtime with Shatu. I think that was the hashtag that you used.
Yes,
I
yes.
clicked on that. And that was like, okay, it's not just right brain education. You are just trying to bring out you're trying to nurture a curiosity, that zeal to learn what a child has. You're trying to just uh, bring it out in a better way. So that's where I tried again, started liking it and started following you more and more. But then I also started liking your other content, that is the right brain education. But can this be real? That was what going in my mind. Maybe your child is interested in that, my child might not be interested. But the way I got addicted to your videos and the content, I thought, let me give a try. So that is where I bought some simple set of flashcards from one of the sites, I think Hungry Pain or some, just sample cards which were in discounted because I didn't want to spend more on that. And I tried with my child. Tried this. I know you are saying not to test, but I just showed it and wanted to see whether she'll be showing interest. She showed interest, and that's when I pinged you for the first time, saying, "Hey Nalini, I tried this and my child is showing so much of interest. I would like to know more about right brain." So this is not about the course. You told me, yeah, please go through my videos and you can get some information. So that was
That's
where
really
I got
amazing. I
introduced to
have,
right.
I'm very amazed to hear that you have, activated your dead Instagram account because of them. Happy that this somehow helped you. I have many parents actually saying that they have joined Instagram just to see, after they are coming from my YouTube channel, they have purely joined Instagram just to see my account, and that is kind of, that always gives me a great feeling that as you said, the moment you heard about right brain education, you might be feeling that, oh, that child might be interested to do that, but maybe my child might not be interested to do that. And what parents think is, maybe the child is a gifted child, they are genius, but maybe my child is not like that. Like that, the parents will have a feel. But when we give it a try, we will see how every child who is born is already a genius, and it's just our we parents have that. We say something like, the horse will be having something. No, I don't remember the name. So just like that, we are all like assuming that children will learn only after going to school and all of that. So we miss out those golden period. So, how do you think that right brain education, starting right brain education with your child, has transformed the way you see your child? How it has transformed the way you parent your child?
Not just my child. When I undergone your course or when I interacted with you or understood about this right brain education, I understood that not just my child, every child is born genius. Okay. So the way I look at every child now, if I go to park, which I rarely go, if I go to park or if I see my neighbor child, I feel okay, these are all genius. If I see somebody holding a child who is an infant, what is going on in her mind? What is going on
Uh,
this child? And how can the parents stimulate? That's what is it thinking. So my perspective about looking at a child has been changed. Just one more thing is like, if I remember my childhood, I was very good at guessing my father or my relatives, anybody, if they knock the door or by their footsteps. But now I don't, because I had that capability, I lost it. So it was not stimulated. The same way, when I see some child, my the perspective how it has changed is, one of the neighbor who is around like 4 years, she comes to play with my daughter who is 30 months. So that day, her house is a little bit far, I mean the same floor. So her mom just knocked the door, closed the door of their house when she was trying to come in. Just by that sound, she told, "It's my amma coming." So I was like, okay, this girl is not going undergoing right brain education. She has that capability, what you say as intuition, telepathy, or whatever the ESP activities you talk about. She has
you
all
say
that. How good it would have been if the parents also try this right brain education. So that's how I have started looking at children now.
that's how it's a beautiful example of clairvoyance, actually. So children naturally possess clairvoyance. This is the exact example of clairvoyance. Without actually seeing them with your eyes, you know it. So that is what clairvoyance is all about. Whatever we do as activities is just to, retain that already inbuilt ability. So people think that if I'm not doing clairvoyance, my child doesn't have it in, like, it is not like the child already has it. So more to the practice is how we maintain a longer period of time. Yeah. So, so after you join right brain education coach, so before joining right brain education coach, you might be getting some information here and there, right? And it might be different field before you join my right brain education course, and after you join my right brain education coaching program, how do you see the difference? How do you feel more confident, or how do you feel after you join my
Okay. So before that, just one more introduction. Like when you were advertising about this right brain education course, see, for a new mom, if she's buying even a diaper, she'll think so much about the budget, about the quality, all those things, right? Even the smallest toy also she thinks so much when it comes to the child. So the same thing I had doubts like, should I go for this? Should I invest something uh, on this course which I have to learn and I have to teach my child? Will it go ahead and all? So all these were things, and I didn't know whether I will be really consistent with all that. And I still remember I joined your course only because I trusted in what connection I developed with you over the social media. Our connection was not this strong at that time, but with a lot of doubts, and I thought, okay, let me give it a try. My child is showing this interest. The reason was you were not marketing you had a brand which you were selling your flashcards. You were not saying, okay, buy flashcards for me. Or you were not saying that flashcard is the only way for right brain education. You were talking about right brain education as a bonding time, as a different, it was like a magical way you were trying to tell what is a child capable. So that's where I joined your course. And the reason was because when I saw your videos, I saw so much of information. I didn't go for any other videos, or because I didn't feel connected with them. As you said, there were a lot of other information, but how it changed, that I never went to other media or other sources to see what is right brain education. I was just following your site. So I just contacted you. I bought the course and I sent you a long list of doubts in email. Very silly doubts. Now I laugh at myself for sending all those doubts. And I thought, okay, will she reply? And I think I sent you in the morning. Till evening, I had not got any reply. But that midnight, you sent me a long mail to answer all those silly questions with a proper meaning. So that gave me an idea what is this program about, how I'm going to be guided by you. And that was the point where I developed that connection, which is going strong and strong. And I just hope that continues. So when I joined that course, I saw it is beyond my expectation because I thought you just pay, you get a course, and that's done. No, it was a self-paced program, but it was like I'm interacting with you right now. The way you were explaining step by step, and the beauty of this course was like I can go anytime and just watch it any number of times. After that, you also had this added me to the WhatsApp group where people keep adding as the courses are like you add new batch people and all. So as and when the people are getting added, they are discussing their doubts, they are discussing their problems. So there is a kind of like how we discuss about our child or about our house, okay, the problems with our neighbors or with a friend. It's that kind of like environment that you feel free to discuss. So this structured programming, right brain education program, whatever you have designed, helped me to structure the right brain activities, whatever I'm doing with my child. So that way it has helped me. The other thing is not just child. I personally feel from the time I started right brain education, my brain has got active. I mean, it might sound too much, but this is how I feel. I have become very creative in.
I totally agree with this. When I started right brain education with my infant, when she was a very infant, she doesn't, I don't even know whether it's working or not. I just completely trusted her and I trusted the process. So I was just doing it. But I saw the things happening in me, my creativity, my way of, the peaceful mind, everything came from right brain education, whichever I'm doing with her. So, one of, I would have told this already, but I also got that clairvoyance sense also. So that is when I felt like, okay, well, if it is working for me, I'm just a giver. I'm just giving the input. If it's working for me at this age, I couldn't just, even imagine how much impact it would create a very small infant who is the receiver of all of these things.
Yeah. So that structured program helped me to understand because things are there here and there. If you are like dedicating full time and you are doing some kind of research like how you did and you did it on your own, I think that's fine. But for people who cannot spend time or who don't have that much of time and energy to look into all that, this program you can go for and have a structured learning kind of a thing.
Exactly. So exactly that is the reason why I actually created the workshop, and then it was converted into a course, and then it was converted into a coaching program. I can see that the course has been evolving so much because earlier, when I started, I have spent many sleepless nights researching for things which is just one line of what you see, just 1% of what you see. Okay, so for that 1%, to get that 1%, I used to research a lot, getting corner, hitting back and coming again, does worth it, etc. So right now, maybe a lot of people are sharing content on the same due to many other, maybe including my videos also. I can see many people are doing. Happy that the knowledge is being spread. So that was the initial, that's why I started the channel. I wanted to give the knowledge, and also it was like self revision for me, because I grab knowledge from here and there. I want to put it in a structured way so that I can refer to it later. So that is how it started, and then people were asking me for immediate to know more about it, and then I was not able to put regular videos in YouTube, so I conducted workshops, and then I felt like the library education is not something that you can do learn in 1 or 2 days and just go. You will definitely forget. So I wanted to make it a course, and that is why the structured programming is there. So whenever you want, you can just go there, refer to it. Even after years, if you want to go, the structure, the method will be the same, and child will be growing up. So whatever works for infancy, in toddlerhood, maybe they will need some more information. And when they go and hear the course again in the toddlerhood, definitely they will get more information. Even the same course will give them a different perspective. So that is how it has been completely designed. And then now the reason why we are doing it as a coaching program is to handhold that parent for the 3 months, to support them to start with right brain education journey, and whatever problems they face in the first 3 months, they will be able to do it with my support, and then it will just go like a breeze. In the beginning, even though the course is there, I could see that people are struggling to get started. So once you have started the right brain education with your child, what are all the, how do you think that right brain education is contributing so much in her learning capacities?
So, again, I must admit that I am the most inconsistent one in doing RB. I feel sometimes being inconsistent, if she is able to do this much, what wonder she would have done if I was very consistent. So I see, so whenever I get demotivated or I'm not, you can think that coaching group again ignites that, that thing to start again. Okay, I have to do. So the thing is, I'm not making her trying to make her genius or break some record. That was never in my mind, and that was the reason I joined your course, because you are the one who never advertises for say you can break this Guinness World of Record or something for the child. But it's a different way. If I had not had this idea about right brain education, I would have missed this magical period. That's what I can say. I still regret, why didn't I know you earlier? I got to know you so late. Uh, so I experience these magical moments with her every day. I can say these are some of the amazing moments. If I had not done this right brain education, I would have missed something in my life. So uh, the way she has, I mean, she's showing some amazing things in her day-to-day life. For example, I don't expect her by showing flashcards, okay, just do the problems or which one you're writing. That is not an amazing moment for me. For me, it is like when she sees that and when she tries to relate it to the real life. So, for example, if I had done some flowers flashcards a long time back, when I went to my native, she got some flower garland kind. She told it is not right. So it is not the right name for that flower. But she's recalling that flower name with that color and she's able to associate that. So when I'm scrolling in my mobile, she comes and she says, okay, WhatsApp or Instagram. She's trying to find out, okay, that's the right one. She's identifying. So I feel like, okay, just I flashed it few times and she's able to do that. So this comes with respect to flashcards, but flashcard is the least thing that I do in my RPE sessions, because as I told you, I'm the inconsistent one. But the other ESP activities which you tell, like clairvoyance or the telepathy, these are something which are giving me the magical moments every day. So there is no fixed schedule that I have. So as you posted recently, you did some kind of RP activity with your child, uh, just lying on the bed. That is how I do. So there is no, you don't have to have that all kind of materials or anything. So whenever I'm traveling in car, she's getting bored, I do some kind of activities and there she shows me those magical moments. So those are the things I feel it is really helping her learn. I don't know whether it is because of RB or the innate qualities or what. She's able to remember so many things that has happened in past. I mean, uh, if somebody has sang a song in February and that person has not sang that song since last 6 months, she is able to recall those songs and sing. So I think all this is because the brain is getting stimulated. It is getting the right kind of food for the brain. So that's what I feel.
Absolutely, because right brain education is working on the long term memory and the grasping memory, everything will be highly strengthened. That is the base. So people may be thinking that identifying flashcards is what right brain education is, and many people who doesn't know in depth about right brain education, that's why they, sometimes they comments against right education or against flashcards. They feel that flashcards are like drilling some information to the baby, but it is not like that. It is not just ends with flashcards. Instead, even if you're not showing any flashcards, if you're just doing the intuition games and other things in art, it will help them to strengthen their memory, their long-term memory, because everything is going and being absorbed by their subconscious mind. So yeah, so I have personally my own child and also many other kids just like your baby like them. I have seen a lot of people who have been practicing right brain education are reporting that the child has a very long memory. And other thing is, as you said, uh, the whatever they see through the flashcards doesn't end up there, but they can also easily relate with the real time objects also. This was again another major concern that people used to have. If you're just showing us cards, how the child will be able to relate to the real time world, how they won't they get confused, etc. But I would say no, the children's brain is better than a computer. So if you're just feeding them bits and pieces, it can decode, they can encode, decode, they do everything, and all the magic is within the child and within the brain. So instead of trusting the flashcard, or instead of doubting the process, just
So Tara,
have.
when you started right brain education at your home, you have done some research and you have been hearing about the early learning uses, benefits, and all that, and you have joined the course also. But when you are trying to flash the cards in front of other members in the family who doesn't know anything about this, you might have definitely heard the words like, "Why are you, why are you doing this at a very early age? She's only a very small child. Why are you doing this? And especially, why are you flashing the cards in such a fast rate? How the child will even see?" Have you ever got that question from other people, and how did you manage that?
Yes. So first time when I tried whether my child is interested or not, I just because people will think this girl is mad. So that is what first impression will be for people who are around me. So I took her to a room and I just made her sit on a chair, not the booster chair tied up or anything, just the normal chair what I had. And I just flashed it. She showed interest. That's when I contacted. But then when I joined your course and I thought I have to do this, what I did was I took her to a room. But unfortunately, that time my mom was sick and she was very in severe sickness, and she was also in the same. But I didn't like pay more attention. I just when she was sleeping or something, I tried doing that. So I started somehow like I was determined I want to do this, but at the same time I don't want others to uh, like put an impression in my mind like why are you doing this kind of things. So I made give a start like I kick started the bike and started our journey. But then I was also excited. Okay, see all these wonders. I have to share no with someone. So I showed it to my mom. See, mom, she's able to identify these things. You know, maths also they can do and all this. First thing my mom told was, yeah, maybe, but that could be like you're putting too much pressure on the baby's child. So this was the thing. So I understood. Okay, I have to cut short here. It's okay. Whatever my baby is showing the amazing moment, let me give it to myself. So literally, I didn't tell it to my husband, my parents, or anybody, and I just continued that journey. So one day I remember there was a maid who was cleaning the house, and I told, okay, come, we will play something, and I got the cards. Uh, I just started flashing like it was color card. I remember yellow, red, and she was like, she was a Kannada speaking man. She was, what, Amma? Why are you showing like this? Like this, will do you teach your child? What she will learn? I was like, okay, because by that time I had started observing the wonders, what this can do, and I was very confident. So I was like, okay, let people say anything. I'm going to continue my journey. And that's how we have been doing. And even today, I'm not like bothered about convincing people like this is what people, children can do. I try once because when I go to my sister, so I show like, see, I'm drawing here one, and this is three. Baby, can you identify where is three? So she points out. And I tell, okay, this is called right brain education. If they show interest, I just talk more about that. If they show no interest, I just cut it short because I don't have to prove someone something like, okay, this baby is genius or right brain education does this. If they're interested, I talk at length. Others just cut it short.
That's very nice, actually. Even wanted to share my experience also. So when I started with books or flashcards to my child when she was an infant, even my own mom was like, "Why are you showing at a very high, fast speed? What the child will even see like that." That was the thing. And also when I introduced books to my child, everybody was like, "Why are you doing this all at a very early age? Anyway, the child is going to learn all through her life. After she joins school, she's going to be learning only." But the thing is, we are associating learning with fun. We are passing on that comment like, "Why are you torturing your child?" Is because we have that kind of association with learning. If it comes to books or if it comes to anything that is with regards to education, we have got that mindset that this is like a torture. Okay, so I really don't want that to happen. I really want my child to associate fun with learning with fun. So, and also and the initial days it was like, everybody used to pass on comments, but I don't even really bother. And just after a few days or few months, when my child started, even if I don't read book or even if I don't do that, she will just, scoot. That time she was not even scrolling, around 4 months, 5 months, and all. She would only scoot. She will scoot and go to near that book, and she will take it right after her nap. Even that was like when I was eating, Shadu was sleeping, and I mean napping. So I went for lunch. My mom was laying in with her, and I just finished my lunch and I came. I could hear that she have already woke up, but she was not crying. So I was peacefully eating my lunch, and then I went. Then my mom immediately said, "Nalini, see, even if you forget, she won't forget." I just kept some 4 5 books on the corner of my bed because that is where I work also. So once my child gets up, I used to work along with that. I will give her the books to just explore, or we will read together. So once my mom was very surprised that once after the child woke up, she just looked out whether I am there, and she saw that only the grandmother is there, and she saw there are some books. She scooted, and my mom was like, she was not even able to reach that book, but she was trying so hard. She was, stretching her hands, and she was trying so hard to reach it. And once she took that book, she was happily opening it and looking at the pages. And my mom was very surprised, and she was telling, even if you forget, she won't forget. So after that moment, no, my mom, my dad, everybody in the family also see how much fun the child is having in terms of learning or to be with the books. Even now, if you have a plenty of toys and if you have just one book, I can surely say that Shraddha will go towards that book. And wherever there is a book, she will be very happy. She will feel very belonged to. That's why even if we are going to any new place, wherever I go, I in my bag I used to carry at least one of her favorite book wherever we go, so that I can escape. I don't carry any toys. I can use anything that is laying around in the house as toys to engage my child. Just this water bottle is also fine for my child to get engaged with, but I cannot really survive without book. So yeah, that is how we have developed the association similar to this. So early education is something like that.
Also, this is what the point I missed to say. I must confess, I was that parent when my nephew, niece who used to go to school, they get now project work. I studied Java in my engineering days. They are studying in their primary schools. I was like, why do teachers really torture these kids with projects? What are they going to do? Anyways, parents only have to do. Why are they doing all these things? So that was my thing. Like, school is meant for learning. School is meant for education, and why are they putting so much of pressure and all that, and why one more important point is nowadays when you are trying to admit your child to the school, they say child should know nursery, should do nursery. Before nursery, child should know ABC or some kind of, like, to tell their names and all at home only. I didn't, why then what are they going to do at school? That was my question, and always I used to think. But after joining your course and after getting to know about right brain education, I understand like this is the golden period, as I said, this where they are like fresh, absorbent minds, where the more you let them, the more stimulation you do, they are able to learn and grasp things.
Yes.
So just a few months, one few weeks ago, when I went home, everybody asked me, oh, what is her age? 2.5. Why is she not going to school? Why have you not put to school? You have to put to school because that is how in the native places or villages people think about. Okay, this is what school child has to go to school. There is that is where it will learn and all. So I was just consoling myself. Yeah, I know what I am doing. I am doing right in education, and I need not answer them or I did not convince them what I am doing. So I'm just going ahead with my journey.
Yes, and one more thing I really wanted to point here is that it is not that your child needs to know ABCD before you join your child to school. It's not that your child needs to know the numbers. It is an unrealistic expectation. It is actually putting a lot of pressure on the parents. I don't know why. Actually, I have the same question. I still don't
Correct.
agree with the schools expecting the child to know all these things. But yeah, of course, the child developmentally at the age of 4, the child will be able to point out few colors. They will be point out few rhymes if they have heard it. If they have heard ABCs, they would recite it. If they have heard numbers, they would recite it. But reciting is not knowledge. So parents have to be very clear about what we are actually teaching. So that is one thing that I wanted to tell you. So it is not, reciting is not just people used to be very much worried about showing flashcards to the child, thinking that it is a drilling of information. But the same people will just switch on the cartoon and they will just put on the rhymes because they want their child to recite rhymes. So I don't know which one benefits. So of course, do your own research and do what works for you and your child.
So actually, today I had got a book, coloring book, one with the princess and one with the solar system. So I asked my child. I knew I had got one for her with the solar system and one princess for her friend because I know my child's interest. But still, I gave her a choice. Which one do you want? And she happily chose the solar system because she has read about solar system through RBE flashcards. She has read the book about that. She doesn't know about princess, and of course, she has two books. She is not exposed much to cartoons or so that is where I felt proud of my child is making a choice about solar system, where I have given a very colorful Disney princess book. She didn't choose that. So and
That's the
one more
kind
thing
of
is my child.
familiarity that we are creating. So people used to
Yeah,
think like, why are you showing a solar system for an infant? Why are you showing periodic tables to your toddler? I read periodic table only when I was 8th standard, 9th standard. Why are you doing this for a 2-year old? So the thing is, we are just giving them a familiarity and exposure so that when they are learning it, when they have to learn, so at time it becomes very easy. It won't be a pressure. I don't remember any day I studied periodic table as fun. I did it for exams. Of course, I did it for all the pressure. I had so much
I don't
pressure.
even remember studying that actually.
Yes, because there was a lot of pressure, there was a lot of exam tension, and I couldn't enjoy what I learned. I've learned so much. I've completed masters in information technology, but I've never enjoyed anything from whatever I have learned, except for a few things which are very much which I was really liking. So it was not done for exams. Out of my own interest, I used to dig deep into the history. I used to dig deep into the science. I love science and history. So those things, small things, I used to, do it because I liked it. But the exam point of view and the time I needed to get more into it was never aligned. Okay, so even if I want to learn more about a particular thing in science, I was not able to do it. At least at that time, we don't have Google, we don't have this much exposure, right? So I really want to give that to my child so that the familiarity is given to her right now, and whatever she likes to do, she will be able to do it when she grows up. So that is what we are just laying the foundation where learning is
I,
fun,
I,
that is not
I just
pressure.
think one more beauty of RB that my child is 2.5 and she still doesn't know the numbers. I mean, I never started with numerals. So she presses the button and lift like 10th floor, 9th floor, and all, but she doesn't know what is that actually stands for. But if I give her show dots like the quantity, she is able to identify. If I tell her to pick some stones,
That's
kind of
really
like 4 stones, she can easily
ah
without counting. So that is the
perfect,
beauty
perfect.
of RB.
I have also experienced the same. Even now, right now, when both of our children are 2.5 years, and when I asked Shradhu to take some 5 chips or 5 things, I can see that she is actually putting her hand in, taking that through her tactility only, and she will take, and when she open it, it will be exact number what I asked, 3, 4, 5, 2, whatever. She just uses all that in her hand itself. So that
This
feels
super
very
fun. I
magic.
remember your story you had put about onions. Do you remember that you
Yes,
asked her
yes,
9
yes,
onions?
yes. That was during her 1 year period. So I just put some onions in the bag. Even I didn't know how many were there. I randomly told whether it's 9 or 10. And then she told 9. She told 9 actually. That was the first time she told. Usually she used to pick, or she used to this or that only I used to show. That was the first time I'm verbally asking her, and she told 9. And I was just counting one by one. I was surprised to see there were exactly 9 onions, and it was so surprising. That is when I started doing the natural math every day in our everyday life. Even now, when we eat grapes, we do that. When we eat groundnuts, we do that. When we eat idlis, we do that. We do math everywhere. It just becomes a natural conversation in our house. That's how we can implement. As you said, my child doesn't know numbers. If you just before now she can recognize 1 2 3 as numerals. Somehow she's able to recognize, but yeah, before some days, like when she was just 2, when I was asking her to put 2, she used to put 2 dots, and when I asked her to put 3, she used to put 3 dots, and my husband was a little bit worried. He was saying, see, hey Nalini, if I'm asking 3, she's putting 3 dots. I was like, anyway, that is good only. No, she's putting 3 dots. You should be proud. So that is how it was. And then she used to put one, and then if I ask her two, she will put another line there, and she will say two. And if I add four means she will put 4 lines only. From dots, she had transformed to standing lines. We are proud with that. Now, my child doesn't know ABCDs. My child doesn't know 1, 2, 3, 8, and I'm not worried about it, of course. My child knows the meaning at least.
True, true.
So as you have already shared the memorable moments with your child. So if you want to recommend the right brain education coaching by Nalini Zinu, then how much would you recommend, or would you recommend to other parents to join to the program? It's like a feedback. It would be like a feedback, any honest feedback, of course.
Yes, yes. I would say, I don't know, 100 out of 100 because the scale is higher than 100. So the best part I would say I got connected to Nalini Zinu. Because for me, right brain education is Nalini Zinu. That's what I say always. So when you talk about coaching recommended by only you, because this is, I would say, I have exploited the most from this. I just joined RBA course thinking Nalini Zino's course is only for RBA. But when I was interacting with you, I just found that there is lot. It's like a Akshay Patra. I'm just contacting you for so many things, and I was getting so much of information from you. So she is like one kind of as you say, mother is the best teacher for a child. I would say Nalini Zinu is the best teacher for RB. So I think that concludes that whole thing. So
Thank you so
generally,
much.
recently I joined some other courses also. I think I'm talking too much, but I have to say this. Had I not joined your course for the first time on Insta, I would have not had this belief on like buying courses from Insta or taking such courses for child, because that was the first course. And luckily, I was very lucky in that first chance itself. I got the best course and best mentor for me. Because after that, you had set such an example. I tried some other course for some other topic because I didn't know that you were part of some other topics. But now you are like one-stop solution for all the problems. You have parenting, you have started Montessori, and you are sharing your homeschooling things itself. So I had a experience like, okay, there are kind of different kind of teachers, like how you have in colleges. They come teach and go. Some teachers, they leave an impact on your mind. See, you can recall who was your favorite teacher or how that teacher helped you to grow. So you are that kind of teacher in my life, and I would like to continue learning from you till my last breath.
I would love to extend and share my knowledge. Whatever I learn, I would love to share it with everybody else, because I know this is something not easily available. Whatever I am going through in my parenting journey is not something that is easily available, and it is all like, breaking the generational cycles. So I would love to share so much. I really wish that I have enough time to share at least small snippets of what I actually do and what I learn. I really wish for that. Yeah. So thank you so much, Tara, for.
Actually, the group coaching, whatever you, because that time when I joined, there was no group coaching or self-paced. So for somebody who is beginner, uh, if you are joining this coach, I mean this right brain education program, I will not talk in terms of self-paced or group coaching because I am not part of that. I was part of something else. So Nalini, you have been guiding us like, somebody will hold your hand and make sure you reach that shore without getting like you don't allow us to sink in that water. You are just holding our hand and letting us cross that river and reach the shore safely. Because I see many people ask you silliest of doubts, which I also did at the beginning, without losing patience, without even showing any kind of frustration. You are dealing with so many things in a foreign country with your child all alone, but still you are answering those silliest questions. Even if the person asks you 100 times or if a new person asks you the same question, is the same. So that is kind of like reassuring for people who are joining with so many doubts. Okay, I pay whether I'll get this kind of coaching or not. Second thing is you would always don't stress only on flashcards. So people, you have shared some things on your YouTube also how you can do it on your. If you have time and energy, you can do that. If you can afford for flashcards, you can go for like preload or you can buy new one. If you really can't do that, it's okay, leave that. But do the other activities which you recommend in your course. Others, this is some golden period which you can experience the magical moments with your child. You lose this. So just forget about only flashcards or say whether I'll be able to do that or not. I am such parent who is the most inconsistent, but still I determine that yes, I will do it. If not today, tomorrow. So some bits and pieces I keep doing.
Yes, Tara, that's very true, because right brain education people immediately they will land up to flashcards and they will think that it is not easy for them to do, so they will sometimes quit also. So it is not just flashcards; there are a lot of things it's involved in right brain education. The very important thing that you should have to follow right brain education is the presence of mind that you have when you are with your child. That's the only thing that can make right brain education a lifestyle. It just goes on the way. It's just like that. Right brain education will become part of your life. Flashcards may not become a part of your life, but right brain education will become a part of your life because it becomes your lifestyle. The way you see your child, the way you interact with your child, the way you become so creative, and you will be able to manage everything. Everything will be, enhanced because it's a brain workout for the parents also. Yeah. So yes, Tara, thank you so much for your kind and honest feedback about the driving education coaching program and also about your driving education journey. I hope this video will motivate every parent that you have also admitted that you have the inconsistent parent when it comes to flashcards, but you see a lot of amazing results in your child. So I think that is the best thing that any parent who are still doubtful can hear and can think about. Yeah. Thank you so much for.
One more cons also identified in this right in education, if you ask me. So what is the cons is I'm doing this ESP activities and she is very good at guessing what is in my mind. So I have to be very conscious all the time that I think only positive, I don't think anything
That's
bad.
that's why I told you. That's why I told you it becomes a part of your lifestyle. You can't escape. You can never escape. You have to be positive no way. And even if you don't do the ESP exercises, your infant, your daughter, your preschool, or whoever it is, the child already knows it. No can read your mind. So that is what we are actually seeing through the exercise. The child to read my conscious. It is the conscious state for parents only. Child already, no matter whether the child is doing right brain education or not, every child has this reading mind capability. Since we are doing these activities, we become conscious. That's all. Yeah, I totally agree to it. And these days, our telepathy sessions and all is like just like this: apple or orange? What's in my mind? And immediately she'll say orange, apple. I sometimes wonder how she's able to do in a very fraction of second, and it's like it's going like a marathon for us.
Hmm.
What is that?
You have to be very careful in thinking. You can't think any negative or you can't have negative thoughts. Kind of.
Yeah, we are after all centering their right brain senses. No, they can actually sense it. Yeah. Okay, Tara. So thank you so much for joining me in this. Thank you so much for giving me this amazing feedback and spending your time